want to say, like, that win was about our fans, like, and how hard they pushed for us. That was the second version of it. They pushed us and willed us, and they were excited and into it, and that willed our young guys to just keep this thing going and rolling.
Follow up on that then. The resilience and the poise down the stretch. You guys are trailing by 4 after Dallas made that big run and then kind of weathered the storm. Just talk about your team's play down the stretch.
Well, their ability to understand where we were in the game. You know, we've watched tons of film understanding, like, the game of runs. They went on their run. They made some big shots, and we know we have to tighten it up defensively. Our guys did a great job of having poise, understand the situations that they could go into, and understanding what we can run in these situations. So it was great for these young guys to experience this and understand what it means.
Coach, in a 5-game homestand, you guys finished with a 3-2 record. What can you just talk about in the last 10 days or so, and seeing how much this team has progressed? You have all your players, with the exception of 2, who finished in double digits tonight.
The togetherness of this group, the resiliency of this group to understand that we're going to keep fighting, keep competing night in and night out. And again, our fan base and the support that you just hear in the gym every single night during these games has just been fantastic. But our guys understanding what it takes, you know, to just continue to get better and grow, and the chemistry just continues to get better and better each night.
Down the stretch of the game, you had a stretch where Franz was covering Luka, and then you had Chuma on Luka down. How did you feel that they together did what you want them to do, which is playing on a string, like you said before? How did you feel that was executed?
I think they did a really good job mixing it up. And that's the one thing with Luka and great players. You have to understand, like, they're going to find a way to get to their shot. And we know that getting the ball out of his hands was a priority at times and making someone else have to make those shots down the stretch. But I think Chuma and Franz did a wonderful job guarding and crawling in at the times necessary. Now, again, he hit some big-time shots and he made some big-time plays, but our guys were resilient and they continued to scrap throughout the game.
And then besides, obviously, Jalen Suggs being in the game, what did you do differently this game than last time when Jalen Brunson went off for so many points last time? I know he got banged up a little bit. What did you all do differently this time to kind of affect the game?
I think we talked about being physical with him. I mean, like, he did get banged up early, and I'll have to go back and look at the film and see exactly where there were patches where he got himself going. And we talked about not switching it right away. And there were some times that, like last game, we ended up in the switches faster. So I think the more we try to get him going downhill, trying to get to the basket, and having our guards continue to pursue and not let the big end up on him too many times.
What does this win mean to you personally? It's your first win against your former ball club.
Like I said, for me, it's about the fans and that locker room for more than anything. Like, because we talked about empowering each other and building each other up. So for me, it feels good for these guys in the locker room and how hard they fought for this one.
Jamal, what's been the biggest area of growth that you've seen from your team over this homestand?
Poise. I really do. Like, in certain situations, us understanding going down and still making runs, coming back, being down. Our third quarter executions coming out. Again, they scored 29 in the third. We scored 27, but it wasn't the lopsided version of it that we were able to keep our composure and withstand those runs.
My apologies if this has already been asked, but you guys had a 41-point second quarter. What changed in that quarter besides, cutting down on the turnovers offensively for you guys?
I think you hit it right on the head. Like I said, I'll go back and look at the film, but I really think it was our ability to play with a certain style of pace. We sat down and got stops. You held them to 25, and we took care of the basketball.
Okay. Any final questions? All right. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Chuma, Melissa Thomas with Florida National News. Had a pretty strong showing tonight. Kind of talk about, what you've seen in yourself just as your development, in your personal development as a player.
What I've seen in myself, just going out there having fun and, realizing that the work I'm putting in after practice and all that is paying off, and just going out there confident. My teammates believe in me. I believe in myself. So just playing the game the right way.
Chuma, you had a couple of steals, just call them pickpockets, especially in the backcourt. I guess, where does that come from for you? I guess how much you have to work on the timing with those, can go either way with those kind of plays.
Yeah. Sometimes I don't get them, though. Sometimes when I don't get them, it makes me look like a fool. But when I do, I just try to time it up right. I just try to read what they're doing for real. Just try to be like one step ahead and just like gotta have fast hands too. So I just try to get in there.
Have those kind of plays always been instinctive for you, even going back to high school, college?
Oh yeah, high school. That was when I first started for real. Probably in high school, middle school, when I first really started pickpocketing people, and then I guess, learn how to keep on mastering it and just keep on getting better at it.
Chuma, was the steal on Luka, was that something you saw on film maybe yesterday, or is that just a spur of the moment? You thought you could get that one?
No, I just spurred the moment. I thought I could get it. I try to bait him, really. Bait him to think I'm going to reach one way and then try to hurry up and reach the other way. And this time I got him. So it paid off this time.
Chuma, talk about the energy of the crowd, especially down the stretch, and how that propelled you guys down the stretch to kind of come up with those big stops.
Man, the crowd was great tonight. You know, they brought a lot of energy. And, you know, when we went on our runs, you know, they helped us continue those runs. And then, you know, they helped us come away with the win too. They brought us a lot of energy.
You guys had 7 players in double figures. Just how important is it to get as many guys involved as possible and sort of share the ball?
That's probably the most important thing about basketball, especially being that it's a team sport. You know, everybody wants to feel involved. Everybody wants to feel like they're doing something out on the court. So when everybody feel like they're doing good or doing something or involved in to what we're doing on the court, you know, that just give us a better opportunity to win.
Chuma, something that Jamal mentioned when I asked him a question earlier was poise. That's the biggest thing he's seen you guys grow during this homestand. How important, I guess, what's the challenge of taking that poise onto the road these next couple games?
Just knowing that this game is a game of runs, and also knowing that you know, this is a league where we're playing against the best people in basketball, like best players in basketball in the world. So you got to know that, and you got to know that they're gonna make good plays, even if you might be playing good defense. You know, it might just be better offense that day, and I mean that game or that possession. So just sticking with it, sticking with the game plan, and just staying solid on what we do.
Chuma, you've been hitting your threes more, but I'm curious about more points in the paint you've had lately. You've had more dunks this game and that kind of thing. I wondered if you thought you might be able to get more into punishing people in the paint and in the post like you did more in college. Do you feel like more of that's something you can build on in the future?
Yeah, I could definitely build on that. Hopefully that'll come as the season progresses, being that, you know, and next season too. So that's just something I got to work on, both strength-wise, got to get in the weight room more, you feel me, so I could finish through contact and stuff like that. But yeah, that'll come.
What's your game plan when you're trying to guard them and down stretch? You can't foul them, that sort of thing.
Just basically knowing personnel, knowing his tendencies, and just knowing the game plan that coming into the game, you know, knowing what he likes to do, knowing what he's going to try to do. And, you know, just knowing that if I do get beat, then somebody got me behind. One of my teammates got my help behind me, and I just got their help. So, yeah, just working as a team defensively.
Any final questions for Chuma? All right, thank you.
But even before, just I think over this 5-game one, just playing more consistent throughout the game. Like I said, after another game, I think before that we were in a lot of games and then kind of gave it away in just like a 5-minute span where we didn't guard anymore and didn't move the ball well. And I think now, even when we have a couple bad minutes, I think we pick it up a lot quicker and get back to how we've been playing. A lot of times we start really well in these games and then let it kind of slip. But I think these 5 games we got back quicker to what makes us really good.
Franz, Melissa Thomas with Florida National News. We just heard from Chuma Okeke about, you know, the importance of everybody being able to get a hand on the ball. Kind of give us your take on that as well.
Yeah, I think we're at our best when we move the ball, move bodies. And yeah, I agree with Chuma. I think we have a lot of people on the court that can make plays, even with Mo and Wendell. And my brother, when he's saying they can shoot, make plays off the dribble, and initiate the offense too. So I think when we get to that, I think we're really hard to guard. We just got to make sure we keep getting to that. And, you know, sometimes tonight too, we stopped moving the ball and just went ISO a couple of times. But like I said, I think we got back quicker to moving the ball and everybody sharing it.
Franz, how did the energy from the crowd, which obviously was very engaged, very loud there down the stretch, kind of help you guys, especially on the defensive side when you came down with stops on that end?
Yeah, that was big time. I mean, they I forgot who, but somebody missed the free throw down the stretch. Like all those little things matter, and especially down the stretch, like you said, every possession matters. And the crowd was big time, giving us a boost. We had a couple guys play a bunch of minutes, and I think that really helps when you're a little tired, a little fatigued mentally. To keep going and, like you said, keep guarding on the defensive end.
7 players in double figures. Just how important is it for the ball to move and for everyone to get their opportunities offensively?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of touched on it earlier. I think when everybody gets a touch and we're sharing it and playing for each other, I think we're really hard to guard. But part of that is playing fast. I think we're at our best when we're playing fast, and then it's easier decisions for us to make out of that and attacking the paint. Out of moving the ball, I think finding more ways to do that will help us, in the long run.
Franz, during the last game that y'all played Dallas, your brother and Luka kind of got into it, and Luka said, "Who are you?" But obviously he knew who he was because there was the game last August to eliminate you guys from the Olympics. I wondered, after Luka scored and he kind of made a motion towards the Magic bench and you came in the next kind of series, you take that personally at all when he kind of called out your brother and scored on him? Or how do you take that in terms of looking out for your teammate and your brother?
I mean, yeah, I think we're all about looking out for each other and, like you said, playing for each other. I don't know if Mo was seeking him out necessarily. I don't know. I don't think so, at least. I think a lot of stuff gets hyped up on social media and people like seeing it, obviously, and that's part of it too. But I'm just trying to win the game, and a big part of that was not letting him score and make plays, which is really difficult because he's a great player and knows all the reads that are in the book and always makes the right play. And they just happened to miss a couple down the stretch, and but we'll gladly take that. And that's how basketball goes sometimes. You make or miss league, and all you can do with a good player like that is make it as tough on him as possible. And I think a lot of times we try to do that, and it worked a couple of times too. So I'm not seeking out anyone. I think my brother is. We're just trying to hoop and have fun and compete at the same time.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks.
Wendell, talk about how the crowd, which was pretty electric out there, helped you guys, especially down the stretch, give you that energy and help you stay poised in those moments.
That kind of goes hand in hand with us being, in games late. The fans are more engaged. That's as simple as that sound. That's really what happened tonight. It was a close game down the stretch, so the fans were engaged the whole game. So I feel like that definitely helped us get the victory tonight.
The keys defensively there, you guys really kind of stifled the Mavs for a big portion of the fourth quarter. What were the keys there as far as making sure they didn't get to their spots?
Defensively, Luka is a phenomenal player. He knows how to pick apart many defenses. So, we just tried to throw, different things at him throughout the game so he didn't get comfortable with one thing was throwing at him. So I feel like we just did a really good job of that. And our communication was really well down the stretch. Even with the fans engaged and being very loud, we were loud enough to hear one another and know what was going on.
Wendell, Melissa Thomas, Florida National News. I know, obviously, you touched on it a little bit, I think, in terms of repairing that kind of third quarter slump that you were seeing. How gratifying is it now to see these last couple of games, seeing the team kind of rise above that slump?
I feel like, we've all taken that step forward as individuals, knowing that, that's what's going to make us first great individually. And then, when we all on the same page, it'll make us great as a team. Third quarters is where we were struggling, with energy, with pace, with rebounding, with defensive getting stops. That's kind of the cornerstone for a lot of great teams. A lot of great teams, believe it or not, don't pick it up until the third quarter. So, for us to start to tap into that just shows the potential we have as a team. As we get older, we'll definitely start to learn to manipulate the game in different ways and things like that.
Wendell, in the Chicago game, you said that you had spoken to coach and said that you didn't need the cut-ups, that you guys knew what to do. I wonder, did anyone say anything at this halftime, and are your teammates kind of looking to you, or do you feel different since that moment in terms of ownership of the team or anything like that?
For sure. I feel like my team is really, really good at listening to things, including myself. If someone tells me something, I'm good at responding to it. And I feel like when I did do that in the Chicago game, we responded really well. And I feel like, we are all on the same page in terms of understanding that, we're going to be in these situations a lot. Going into the third quarter, going into the fourth quarter, being a tight game, and understanding, energy has to be put out there, every play. We can't take any plays off. And I feel like, just me doing it that one game is kind of set the tone for the rest of these games. I feel like I don't have to beat a dead horse. They kind of understand, like third quarters, that's where we're struggling. We win every other quarter for most of the games this season. So that's really about it.
And is this kind of what you envisioned when you signed the extension and kind of made this more your home?
Yeah. I saw opportunity with us being such a young team. I'm young myself, but with us being such a young team, I saw as an opportunity to just, become better as a player and be able to help my teammates be better players on this court. And, with me coming from a similar situation when I was in Chicago, I've seen a lot of these things already. So I feel like it was an opportunity for me to, take that step. And instead of, sitting in the back, not saying much, knowing I literally been through this stuff already. So just being able to, help the teammates out, help the rooks out, kind of take that step forward, speed up the process.
Wendell, you even mentioned, I think yourself in your answer, poise. Jamal used a similar word in a question I asked him earlier, is where does that come from and who does that come from and what does that look like, not just on the floor, but even in timeouts and I guess meetings during the game?
You said pace?
Poise.
It kind of starts on the practice floor. They like to run a couple things where, we're playing in late game situations, so we kind of get used to it. In huddles and games. With us being such a young team, like I was saying, we tend to get sped up sometimes, including myself. And the beauty in this game is that, the game isn't played that fast. You kind of take your time, especially in late game situations, and just take your time to make the right plays. And, that's something that comes with practice. We'll get more and more better at. We'll get better at. But, it just comes with practice, repetition, going through those situations, and I feel like we'll all pick on. We're all pretty smart players.
Thank you, Del. All right, Chuma.